Today I'm going to share with you 5 things I've learned from doing YouTube for over 10 years. Hey, my name's Anthony, and these 5 things I'm going to talk with you about my journey on YouTube and experience are 5 things that I think you can also apply to your journey and also look forward to as well. So no matter where you are, whether you're just creating content today, you haven't started creating content but you want to, or again, you're already on your journey and maybe you're experiencing some challenges, and maybe these 5 tips will also help you push through those. Okay, starting out with number 1 is going to be the more you do, the more you create, the better you become. Now, what does this actually mean? Now, when I first started creating content, I didn't even have this thought into mind. So if you haven't already started creating content, maybe this is something that you needed to hear. Now, when I started YouTube just as a hobby, something that I could just express my creativity. Again, this was before even YouTube had AdSense. I was still going to high school at the moment, and I didn't really take into account that the videos I'm doing today, as in when I was in high school, I would be much better at doing videos when I'm out of high school. Now, I know that may seem a little bit weird, but when you're just making content, you don't really think about that in the long run. And a lot of people don't think about that either just throughout your day-to-day life. Like, if I go to the gym now and if I start working out now throughout the weeks, I'll be much better, hopefully, at going to the gym and working out and in better shape later on. And it's the same concept with creating content. So the more content that you're actually creating, the better you're going to get at it. And it's going to be a point where you actually look back at your content and you'll be like, whoa, I can't believe I made that. And that was my situation, is that whenever I was just creating content and sort of in it day at a time, years passed and I look back at my content as I'm thinking at the time I'm making the best content I can, which I was. And I look back and I'm just like, whoa, this doesn't even seem like me. So again, the more content you create, the better you will get, because you will be much better at doing something the 100th time than you are doing it the first time. Number 2 is being authentically yourself. Now, I know this is easy to say, but it's not that easy to do when it comes to being YouTube, because again, you're putting your authentic self out there online and to be judged by others, and no one likes to feel judged. So when you do put your authentic self and yourself out there, you have to have some tough skin at times, because people will leave negative comments. People will talk about you, because no one is going to be liked by every single person. It's just not possible. No matter who you are, no matter how much good you do, there's always going to be someone that does not like you. But what pushes you through that is just knowing that you're your authentic self, and you understand that concept of that's just how the world works, and that's just how humans are. Now, there's a lot that comes with being your authentic self, because now you're working and operating from a place that feels really true to you. So not only are you loving and enjoying creating the content that you create, it feels more at home because it's you. Now, of course, creating a character is nothing wrong with that as well, especially if you want to keep more of your authentic and true self behind the scenes. So let's say you create a channel where you are a dolphin, for an example. You're not necessarily being your authentic self, although you can express your authentic self, of course, through this dolphin, through this character, which is what happens 9 out of 10 times. Even when I think about my gaming channel, I sort of express who I am authentically. I sort of express who I am authentically through my character. But however, I do face cam and I'm actually in there, so I am being me, but I'm not playing a character, and there's nothing to really keep up with, and it becomes easier and better to create content because I'm being me. I'm not being something that I'm not. And I noticed when I started to be my authentic self, that's when things really started to take off, because I'm not trying to be like anyone else. I'm trying to be me. And one of the biggest things that you can sort of have in your corner, and that is your advantage, is that you are you. You are a one of one. You're uniquely you, and you just have to find out, okay, what works best for me, not what works best for John over there, and why is John growing and not me. You just have to really run your own race and just be authentically you. Number 3 is really going to take a while to get over, and it is quite a challenge. I feel like a lot of content creators struggle with, and that's just really learning to detach your emotions from your numbers. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't mean that you do not care about your numbers at all and you're a robot. That's not true. Of course, when a video performs well, you feel great, but when a video performs bad, you may not love that feeling as well, but not actually tying your self-worth to the validations that you get online. So you get a bunch of likes, you feel amazing, this is awesome, everyone loves me, but you don't get, enough likes or views, and now you feel like no one likes you and your channel's dying. That's not the way to think. And I can remember when I first started doing YouTube, and when I started growing rapidly, I would be at work checking my phone and I could just see my subscribers going up and up and up. I mean, this was before I even hit 100,000 subscribers back in 2012, 13, and I was just gaining a lot of followers, and it was quite addicting because it was just awesome to see, and it was almost surreal in a way. And then you see thousands of subscribers going, and then for a moment when you're not getting 1,000 every minute or two, it's like, oh, what's going on? Why am I not getting this many subscribers anymore? So it's just, again, really learning to detach yourself from that. The analytics also in the back end of YouTube are awesome. It's an amazing tool, and that's exactly what you should use it as. Not as something that just controls your emotions, because I know, even again, doing YouTube for over 10 years, I've only just recently gotten over this of not so much tying myself to the colors in the analytics and tying myself to feeling really bad if my numbers are bad, but knowing that, hey, this is part of the journey. You have ups, you have downs, you look at it, you analyze it, you see what you did wrong, what you can do better, and you focus on getting better that next video. Number 4. Now, this is also not talked about a lot, and this is something that I can say from personal experience has really helped me out throughout my journey, and that is reputation matters. And I strongly believe in that. Now, of course, reputation is all dependent upon what other people think of you. And I'm saying you should care exactly what other people think of you, but in the world we live in, especially in the digital age, that does come into importance, especially if you're, getting deals, you're getting in relationships, as far as, let's say, business relationships, or making friends. That all plays a part. Now, we live in a day and age where maybe you can post something online and it may be trendy and cool at the moment, and it may not be the best thing to actually post online, and you may actually regret it looking back at it 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Maybe it's not so cool to post that online. So just really taking into account that reputation matters. And that's something I've always thought about whenever I was on my journey, and that's something that I can say is that I never wanted to get caught up in just posting something that I think is just never going to be seen, at least, especially more now than ever. Of course, times change and people do post things back then, people post things now and things change, but it's really hard nowadays to just get rid of that. And when people know you for certain or doing certain things, that follows you and it sort of leaves that digital footprint. It's like, oh, I remember you said this, or oh, I remember you did this. So really just take into account, like, before you post something, like, hey, is this like good to post? Like, would I be proud of myself for posting this, a year from now, 2 years from now? And just really thinking about that. And again, I do think reputation matters, and also just being nice to people and genuine to people on your way up your journey, because again, the same people you meet on your way up are the same people you meet on your way down. Especially if you're rude to them on your way up, then you'll meet them on your way down. So just take that into account, that reputation does matter. And number 5 is the journey doesn't stop. When I started doing YouTube, I always thought there would be this pinnacle point where it's like, okay, now I'm done. I've made it to the top and it's over. But the thing is that if you truly love what you do, you're always going to want to do it, no matter what. And it's just a constant learning. The way I think about YouTube, the way I even make videos and everything has completely changed throughout my whole journey of doing YouTube. And I remember almost every single step of the way. And it can be a huge paradigm shift as well. When you're used to doing YouTube one way, you adapt, and now you have to look at things a different way. So that's why it's also important to look for help, invest in mentors, and just really learn and be more a student when it comes to doing YouTube. And don't be afraid to set big goals. I mean, big dreams, because you never know what's possible. And those are my 5 things I've learned with doing YouTube, and I really hope you found those helpful. So if you are looking to doing YouTube yourself, no matter where you are on the journey, so if you're just starting out or you are, stuck right now and you're growing, I want to let you know that I've created a course to really help you out and really shift your mindset when it comes to looking at YouTube. And I also teach you a lot of strategies as well. So again, if you're on edge about starting a YouTube channel, the course will really help you out and help you launch your channel and really set you up for success. And that's really been my main goal, is just giving back, because I wish I had these things or someone like me to watch when I was younger, there's no telling where I would be. So I'll put all the details down below in the description, but I thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.